What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda. After Liverpool and Manchester United played out a 2-2 draw at Anfield. If you haven't joined us for one of these videos before, this is what you can expect. I'm going to go through the referee, all of the players, the substitutes and our manager, giving them all a score out of 10. You're going to see two squares on the player images. The upper right hand corner is the average Anfield Agenda audience player ratings, and the big square in the bottom centre is my player ratings. Now, I haven't seen your player ratings, ladies and gentlemen, if you've contributed, so I'm going through this and it's a surprise to me as well. If you want to play along at home, you know what to do. Let us know in the comment section what ratings you give the players. And of course, with it being a match day, we are being brought to you with thanks to our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. Why not check out the Chairman Pro Package face shaving kit from our friends at Manscaped, where you will get everything you see there on the screen. All the razors feature Manscaped's skin-safe technology, and it will also get you 20% off and free shipping simply by using the code ANFIELD20. That is 20% off and free shipping of the Chairman Pro package or anything else at manscaped.com by using the code that you see or by scanning the QR code in the bottom corner. And thank you to Manscaped for the continued support. Right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll start with the referee. He was alright, to be honest. There's always going to be things that we feel are right and wrong and challenges here or there, but overall in the big decisions I feel he got them more right than wrong, so I thought it was alright today. I'm giving the referee a score of 7. You guys have gone low with a 5.7, but honestly I don't really have any major issues with Michael Oliver today. Next one up, Alisson Becker. I've got to be honest with you, it could have been down to the weather, it could have been, but I don't think he was assured as he normally is, and particularly with dealing with some of the shots he was dealing with and coming out for crosses and whatnot. I might be being a little bit harsh here, but I do feel he probably could have been a little bit better on their second goal. Certainly wasn't to blame for it by any stretch, so I'm going to be honest and give Alisson Becker today, for me, a score of 6. You guys have gone similar with an average Anfield Agenda viewer score of 5.8. Now, we move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and there's not much I can say that hasn't been already said about the performance from Trent today, and I think the kindest I'm going to be about it is, I think until he resolves his contract situation now, he needs to sit on the bench and Connor Bradley needs to play, because one of the things that we've been told was that these guys are professionals and they don't let the situation get into their head. Today, you can clearly see a man who just wasn't there and focused as much as he should have been. And that's the kindest that I can be about it. So Trent's performance today was just unacceptable on so many levels. Whether you're talking about his range of passing, the fact he's won 0 duels today, didn't make 1 tackle, was walking around with his hands on his hips at time. It just wasn't good enough. That is the most fair and balanced I can be about it. And I think he needs benching until his contract situation's resolved one way or the other. So for me, I've given him a score of 4. And you guys have gone even harsher. I think 4 is one of the lowest scores I've ever given, by the way. And you guys have gone for a 2.1. But I do agree it was an unacceptable performance from Trent. Next up, Ibrahim Konate, who I thought did very well for a man who'd been out for 6 weeks and came straight back into the matchday squad. He had to do a lot of covering for Trent as well when he vacated his space. Could he have done better to get a block maybe for United's second goal? Yeah, potentially. But overall, I think Ibu did well, having been out for so long and coming into a difficult game. So I've given Ibu a score of 7, and you guys have gone a bit lower with an average Anfield Agenda viewer score of 5.9. Next up, our captain, Virgil van Dijk, who I thought was about to nick us a winner at the end there when Maka flicked on from the corner and Virgil came on him a bit quickly and you could see he was stretching, but it was straight at Onana. Look, I thought Virgil did okay, did well enough, but I like the anger that I was seeing in him at some of the defending around him. He did make some really good blocks as well and some good recovery challenges. Again, dominant aerially as you would always expect. But I can't ignore the fact that he is leading a defence that once again shipped 2 goals at home. But overall, I thought he was okay. So I'm giving the captain also, like Ibrahim Konate, a score of 7. You guys a bit lower with an average score of 6.6. Now we move on to Andy Robertson. Again, we're not getting enough from Robbo. We know what Robbo is capable of in the past. We know that's the level, and he's not at that level. And I do think, however much emphasis you want to put on either side, the fullback positions have been a weak point for us this season, and it is something that needs addressing. I don't think Robbo stunk the gaff out today by any stretch, but I also don't think he was all that good either. So I've given him a score of 5.5. and you guys have gone for a score of 5. Ryan Gravenberch. Again, I'm worrying about the workload here on Ryan and the sheer amount of games that he has. I thought he was alright today. He did okay in the centre of the park. Some good stuff in the first half, getting away from midfielders, but I struggle to see if we won that midfield battle today. I don't feel we did. I think Ugarte was a very good player out there for United, and yeah, I thought Ryan was okay, but we've seen him a lot better. But then again, he can't do it all either. So I've given Ryan Gravenberch today a 6.5. You guys a little bit higher with an average Anfield Agenda viewer score of 6.8. Now up, Alexis McAllister, who was your Anfield Agenda man of the match, by the way, with over 10,000 votes cast. Alexis McAllister was the winner, so congratulations to that. And I agree with it. I thought Alexis was one bright light in an otherwise dull performance out there from Liverpool players. I thought he was very good and a class act. That's all I can say. He can hold his head high from that performance. I think he left it all out there on the pitch. So I've given him today a score of 8. And you guys not too far behind with an average Anfield Agenda viewer score for Alexis McAllister of 7.8. Curtis Jones. I was disappointed. I gave him the big up during the week. Spoke about how great he was against West Ham. Spoke about the fact that I would start him going into this game. I didn't know that Dominic Szoboszlai was going to be ill, of course, but I would have given him the start anyway, and he didn't live up to it. In games like this, I want him and Trent, the local boys, leaving it all out there, and we didn't see the best of Curtis Jones today. I thought he was taking too many touches, and he just wasn't himself. He's been quite good this season for the majority of it, but I wasn't happy today, so I've given him a score of 5, and you guys, well, you're feeling quite similar. The average Anfield Agenda audience score, 4.9 for Curtis Jones. Cody Gakpo. Weird one, because I don't think he had too good of a game, but he did score a very, very good and a very Cody Gakpo-esque goal, and for that he certainly deserves credit. Yeah, that's all I really have to say on Cody today. I thought it was middling from him. Certainly wasn't the worst out there by any stretch, and a very, very good goal, which I'm very grateful for. So I've given him a score of 7. You guys have gone a bit higher with an average Anfield Agenda score. I think this is the first one today you've been higher than me on. You've gone for a 7.4. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. Mohamed Salah. Let me just say this. He showed tremendous courage to step up and took away the penalty under fierce pressure in front of the Kop. So well done for that. There was times though where I felt he was making some wrong decisions today in his passing. Certainly he wasn't as impactful as we've seen in the past. But he did get himself a goal against United today. I certainly wouldn't say that he looked like he was distracted out there by his contract situation. Not at all. And I also want to give credit to United's defence today as well. I thought Dalot had a very good game all in for United. Certainly got the better of Trent going up that left side, and also they kept Mo quiet-ish. So I've given Mo today a score of 7.5. You guys think I've been a bit too generous. You've again gone below me with a score of 6.9. Luis Diaz. Yeah, this was a game where it looked like he wasn't used to playing that position. And it's been hit and miss with Lucho through the middle. He's had some brilliant performances. But today, much like I mentioned with Curtis Jones, I felt like it was one touch too many, one pass too late. Just everything seemed a little bit off timing and wasn't able to get himself as involved in the game. You're never going to lack effort from Luis Diaz. He's a bundle of energy. But today wasn't his best performance for me. So I've given him a score of 6. You guys a little bit lower again with an average score of 5.6. Now we move on to Darwin. Shocking. Nothing else to add. How many chances do you want to give a fella? His yellow card was ridiculous, and I don't know what else to say, so I've given him a 4 because he was terrible. And he's just not going to cut it, no matter how many chances he gets. I'm sorry, it's just me telling it like I see it. You guys have given him a 5.1, which I don't get, but again, I respect it, so we'll move on to the next one. Let us know in the comments, by the way, what you think on Darwin. Diogo Jota, I do think, did well when he came on. Always looking to make something happen. Always has a little eye for a pass or a little nutmeg or something a little bit different. And a great option to bring on today. So I do think he did well. So my score will reflect that. And I've given him a score of 7. You guys a bit lower with an average Anfield Agenda viewer score for Diogo of 5.9. Now, Mr. Connor Bradley, who I think did more on the 12 minutes including stoppage time that he was on the pitch than Trent did in the 85 minutes, or 87 if you include first half stoppage time, that he was on the pitch. That's it. Not really got anything else to say. Bradley should be the guy starting at right back in the foreseeable future till Trent sorts his head out. And I was really happy with seeing what he did when he came off the bench. He looked like he wanted to make things happen. So I'm giving him a 7.5. You guys equally as impressed by the looks of it. You've gone just under 7 with an average score for Conor Bradley of 6.9. Harvey Elliott. Again, I wanted him on the pitch earlier, and I think a lot of the chat will agree on that one. In a game where you've got a team like United, at times sitting back deep, I think Elliott would have given us more opportunities to pick holes between the lines and find a bit of space. The manager left that one too late. So I've given him a 6.5 because he wasn't on the pitch all that long. And finally, the manager. And this will be, I think, maybe the first time this season I've really had something critical to say about Arne Slot. He can't fall into the trap that Jurgen did in letting players stay on the pitch when they're stinking the gaff up in the hope that they pull something out their backside. He should have seen and known Trent's head was gone today. The people in the stands knew it. The people watching it and our watch-along knew it. I knew it. And he didn't do it. He didn't pull him off soon enough. Even when we go into a 2-1 lead, he didn't take him off quick enough. And we let United back into the game. And for that, I do think Arne needs to take some responsibility today. So, between that and not making some of the changes quick enough, I'm being honest today and I've given Arne a score of 5.5. You guys, pretty similar with a 5.4. And it's not often I'm going to be critical of our manager, but I have to call it as I see it. And today should be a learning curve for him about not letting players drift through games, because we left 2 points on the table there at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the player ratings. I will be back tonight at 9 o'clock for another stream if you want to join me for that, because I'm sure we've a lot to get off our chests. Want to say a thank you again to everyone that's joined us. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your support. Thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped, as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you at 9. Much love. Bye-bye.